Looking for a place to sit and hunt. Jim wouldn't call himself a hunter. He hadn't hunted before. He only went along because his friend Bob, who had all the guns and ammo, wanted him to go. The thought of being out in nature, learning to use a gun, possibly bringing home food for winter was intriguing. He had eaten venison before and liked it. So why not go? It all started as they both walked up the hill that would go into the woods. It was on a cold winter Saturday morning. Not a bitter cold, but cold enough. There stood right before their eyes a beautiful sight, grazing with such grace and tranquility. It was a doe. It was almost hard to believe the opportunity that already awaited them. They both stood there, still in amazement, not wanting to say anything to each other for fear of spooking her. Bob could wait no longer, because waiting could mean losing the opportunity to claim his prize. So Bob slowly lifted his gun into position, put the deer in sight, and then pulled the trigger. "You got it," Jim said. He thought to himself what it would be like to be able to shoot his own deer as they both ran with excitement to see what was brought down before them. Bob pulled out his hunting knife. "What are you going to do? Make sure she's dead?" Jim asked. "No, I'm preparing her to hang," Bob replied seriously. Jim laughed. "I know. I was trying to be funny, Bob. I remember hearing some of the guys at work talking about what to do after shooting a deer. But I just haven't seen the process myself." "So go ahead and show me, Teach," as Jim laughed some more. With anxiousness, Bob hurriedly prepared the dough, as Jim, like a sponge, soaked in the learning moment. "We have to hang this deer," Bob quickly said. "I have some rope, and we'll hide her in the group of trees. It's cold enough, and we can leave her and come back later." Jim had heard of other hunters who had taken their deer right away to have it processed. He was thinking and said to Bob, "Why do we have to wait?" "We can't do it that way," Bob annoyingly replied. "I think we can take it to Frank. I just have to call him when we get through here. He has everything we need to finish the processing. He won't require us tagging the deer." Jim asked, "Aren't you supposed to register the game?" He knew that much from listening to Chuck and Ralph talk at work. "It was not my intention to shoot anything out here today. I just got carried away by the moment," Bob anxiously replied. Jim, somewhat confused, said, "You came out here not thinking that you would see a deer and want to shoot it? I thought that was the purpose for coming. And then now all of a sudden, after you have shot a deer, we have to hide it as though we are covering it up and not even register it? To do it in secret and hide the evidence. It's a good indication that we are doing something wrong." Bob, with an angry, frustrated, and somewhat annoyed voice, said, "So what do you want me to do?" I don't have a way to tag it. Nobody has to find out. Let's just get this deer up and let it hang for a while, and I'll try to call Frank. We'll be fine. Me in something that you knew from the beginning could end up this way. Bob responded quickly. I told you that I wasn't intending on shooting anything, and that's the truth. Really? Jim inserted. This isn't the first time that we have been confronted with making these kinds of decisions, Bob. It seems as though you have no problem stretching the truth. For you, if you get carried away with the moment and make a wrong decision, you just cover it and move on. No harm done. Man, I want to be your friend, but trying to take me to the dark side all the time totally goes against my moral and spiritual compass. Bob, with an understanding voice, said, wow, Jim, I guess I never realized that was an issue. I just like to have a good time. One thing, Bob, that would be good to remember is that all of us are confronted with issues every day for which we have to make decisions that can take us in many directions and could take us to unexpected places. The moral and spiritual compass with a desire to please God is what gives the convictions to make the right decisions and live by those decisions. There is, however, a question that we have to answer for ourselves. Will we stand by our convictions, or will the challenge of the moment cause us to fall?